Music with an evocative, slightly mysterious tone begins. A light boat has already passed 10,000 mountains.
So how is that even possible? How can just a handful of characters pack such a powerful punch? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today, by exploring one of the most famous poems from Tang Dynasty China, written over 1,200 years ago by the poet Li Bai.
To really get why this poem feels like pure exhilarating joy, we first have to understand just how deep the poet's despair was right before he wrote it. Li Bai, this guy was a total cultural superstar of his time. They called him the poet Immortal, but that famous free spirit of his, it didn't always play well with the super rigid politics of the imperial court. And yeah, that tension is what eventually led to his ruin. So here's the setup. He gets falsely caught up in a rebellion and is sentenced to this brutal exile. He's on this long, slow boat ride up the Yangtze River, heading towards what's basically a prison, when bam, news arrives, a general pardon. He's free, just like that. And this poem, it was written in that exact moment. It's the sound of a cage door swinging open, and you can feel that release in every single word. So let's begin the journey. Okay, so the poem's title is早发白帝城, which means something like leaving Baidi City early in the morning. Even the title gives you this sense of urgency, right? A new start at dawn. Let's take a look at the very first line. First, in the original Chinese, 苍辞白帝彩云间. And then, the feeling in English, at dawn I leave Baidi among its rainbow clouds. Right off the bat, Li Bai just creates this incredible sense of scale and optimism. He's not just, leaving some town. He's coming down from the heavens. You got to remember, Baidi City was way up high on a mountain, literally in the clouds. So it's like all the darkness of his past is physically beneath him now, just fading away in the bright, colorful morning light. And the second line, Qianli Jiangling Yiri Huan, 1,000 miles to Jiangling in a single day returned. That impossible speed, it isn't just about how fast the river's flowing. It's a perfect mirror for how his spirit is just soaring. And that word return, that is everything. He's not just going back to some random place. He's returning to civilization, to his life, to himself. Okay, now let's see how Li Bai uses sound to really drive this feeling home. Exactly. The poem shifts now. It moves from the facts of the journey, the time, the distance, to the sounds and sights. It pulls us right there onto the boat with him. 两万原声提不住. The cries of monkeys on both banks are endless. And this is just brilliant. So back then, hearing monkeys crying in the gorges was this classic symbol of deep, deep sadness. Travelers would rate about how it would just break your heart. But for Li Bai, that sound is still there. It's endless, but it can't touch him. He's moving too fast. It's like the sadness of the entire world is out there, but he's just flying past it. And now the final famous line. 轻舟已过万重山. My light boat has already passed 10,000 mountains. Yeah, this line, this is the whole poem right here. It's not about a boat. Not really. It's about a soul. That keyword is light, king. See, on his journey to exile, sailing up this exact same river, Li Bai wrote about how heavy and slow his boat felt. He even said the strain of the journey turned his hair gray. But now, he's been pardoned, he's free, and the boat isn't just fast, it's weightless. Why? Because his heart is weightless. And those 10,000 mountains, they aren't just rocks and trees. They're all the massive worries, the sorrows, the despair that he is leaving behind in a single breathtaking instant. And that's really the magic, isn't it? This isn't just a travel log. It's like he bottled lightning. He captured this pure, universal human emotion. Think about that. For more than 1,200 years, people have read these 28 little characters and felt that exact same rush. That feeling of a huge, insurmountable weight just vanishing. It's that feeling when a burden you've been carrying is finally lifted, when a future suddenly opens up right when you thought every single door was slammed shut. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What's your light boat past 10,000 mountains moment? When did you feel that sudden, incredible lightness of just being free? And that's the amazing power of these ancient words, speaking so clearly to all of us today.